There's a feature in Nikon cameras called silent mode, which sounds really cool. You just enable this silent mode and it turns off all of your sounds and all of your lights so that you can photograph wildlife without surprising them, or photograph in museums while being respectful to the people around you. But there are some things that you need to be aware of, some very important things, because I know a lot of people just use silent mode as the default. I mean, if you don't need those sounds, why wouldn't you just leave this on all the time? But there are some things that you need to be aware of, and so that's what we're going to go over in this video about the gotchas when using silent mode. And I do just want to start off by saying that this video is not going to apply to the Z9 or the Z9, depending on where you are in the world. The Z9 does not have a mechanical shutter. It's an electronic shutter only. And because of the way the sensor and the processor work together, a lot of the problems that you're going to see here are minimized, if not totally negated. So let's look at what might happen in every other camera. Here I'm taking a picture of some swinging sticks on my desk in my office. I'm just using the standard auto shutter option where the camera chooses between the mechanical shutter or the electronic front curtain shutter. I'm in shutter priority mode with a shutter speed of 1/500th of a second set to freeze those sticks in motion. And when I take that picture, it comes out as expected. No surprises here. Now I'm going to go into the setup menu and enable silent mode. If you have an older camera like the Z6 or 7 or the second versions of those, you're going to have to go to the photo shooting menu and look for silent photography. But when I enable that, I get the icon on the screen. I haven't changed anything else. And when I take that picture, what do you see that's different here? There's actually two separate issues happening at the same time here, and we're going to explain each one. And these issues both stem from the fact that when you enable silent mode or silent photography, the camera automatically switches to the electronic shutter, regardless of the shutter type that you have set in the custom setting menu. When we took that first picture with auto set for the shutter mode, we had the physical mechanical camera shutter exposing the sensor in one motion. It works a little bit differently between using the mechanical shutter only or the electronic front curtain shutter, but the exposure happens via that mechanical shutter moving across the frame at a very fast speed. The entire sensor is exposed to that scene instantaneously. But when we enable silent mode or silent photography and the camera switches to that electronic shutter, the sensor gets read out line by line. So it doesn't all happen simultaneously. Even though we have 1/500th of a second set for the shutter speed, the exposure actually takes longer than 1/500th of a second to create the entire thing because of that line by line readout. So just looking at this very simply, when that first line of the sensor was read, that stick was here in the frame. And because it's moving, when that next line of the sensor was read, that stick now moved to this position. And then for the next line, it was over here and so on. So that stick is in a different part of the frame every time a new line was read off of the sensor. And that is the root cause of the two big issues that we see here. You may have heard this referred to as rolling shutter. Because the sensor reads top to bottom, different parts of the frame are captured at slightly different moments in time. If the subject is moving during that readout, the top of the subject is captured at a different position in the composition than it is at the bottom. And it's going to be more pronounced if it's moving extremely fast. That means that any straight lines are going to become skewed. Fast-moving subjects are going to appear warped or distorted, as we see here. These sticks, even though they're straight, appear curved in this image because they are in different parts of the frame every time a new line of the sensor was read. Here's another example where I was shooting out the window of a moving train going over a bridge, and I was in electronic shutter mode for this image. And this train trestle is actually straight vertical up and down. But because I was using the electronic shutter and I was moving really fast and it was really close to me, so it had very high relative movement, that vertical trestle was in a different part of the frame every time a line of that sensor was recorded. And now here's that same bridge using the mechanical shutter this time. And you can see that piece of steel is now indeed vertical because that mechanical shutter was exposed to the light at nearly the exact same time across the entire frame. So this is just one issue happening here. Whenever you have fast moving subjects, spinning objects, anytime you have straight lines that should be perfectly vertical or close to it, you're gonna have that warping. So this is the first major issue that you need to be aware of if you switch to that silent mode, because it uses the electronic shutter. Now, the second issue that we see in this image is caused by the artificial light in my studio. It's being lit by fluorescent lights. And fluorescent lights are not continuously on. They actually cycle on and off. It matches the power grid, 60 hertz or 60 cycles per second here in the US. It's fast enough where our eyes can't detect that, but when you're using the electronic shutter, that cycling becomes evident. When the first few lines of the sensor are red, that fluorescent lighting or whatever lighting is cycling is on. And then for the next few lines, that light is off. And the next few lines, it comes on again, and so on. Again, we can't see this with our eyes, but because of the time that it takes to read from top to bottom of that sensor, you can actually see that cycling happen in your image. Depending on the lighting and your exposure, they may actually be much more pronounced than this. So this is the second thing that you need to be aware of. Anytime you are shooting under artificial lighting that cycles, particularly fluorescent lighting or LED lighting, like in event spaces, gyms, or offices, you're likely to have this banding if you're using silent mode. So in these cases, you should also switch back to the mechanical shutter or the auto shutter option to avoid this kind of cycling. There are times where this can also occur in images created with the mechanical shutter or the electronic front curtain shutter, but you have a way to minimize that or negate it using the photo flicker reduction option. The photo flicker reduction option is unavailable if you're using silent mode because it's unavailable with the electronic shutter. So there's no way to completely get rid of that if you're using silent mode under artificial lighting. So those are the two big problems that people need to be aware of if you're using silent mode. Anytime something is moving fast or you're under artificial lighting, you're better off just using the mechanical shutter. Now, there are some other limitations in silent mode due to that electronic shutter, and you'll need to check your camera manual for your specific limitations. But in general, you won't be able to do any kind of flash photography. Long exposure noise reduction will be unavailable. The frame rate may drop if you're doing some kind of burst shooting. And again, that photo flicker reduction option that reduces that banding when using other shutter types, this is unavailable. Some other things that the silent mode or silent photography does, it will automatically disable all beeps or sounds if you have beeps or sounds enabled in your menus, and all other types of lights will turn off. Because the whole point of silent mode is to go into like a stealth mode if you're photographing wildlife or indoors where you don't want to bother other people. You may still hear some other mechanical sounds in your camera like aperture changes or vibration reduction. Those gyros are going to make some noises that you're just not going to be able to turn off with using silent mode. You're going to have to turn off vibration reduction altogether, but that's less of an issue than all of the other lights and sounds that some of these cameras can make. But the main takeaway is that if you're photographing anything that's moving, especially moving quickly, or you're under artificial lights, silent mode may actually ruin your image with that banding or distortion. So that is silent mode, how it works, and some of the things that you need to be aware of if you are going to use silent mode. I hope this gives you a better understanding of when you may or may not want to use it. If you want to learn even more about your Nikon cameras, the Nikon system, you can check out my Nikon tutorial courses at photocourses.link/Nikon. And you can use the code TUBE20 for 20% off any of those courses. Please let me know if you have any other questions or comments about the silent mode. Subscribe for more great tips like this every week, and I hope to see you in the next video.